everyone, it's been a while. So where the fuck did I disappear to yet again? Well, my dear laptop decided to fucking die for the second time. This time, its SSD decided to give out and I was so fucking afraid that I lost everything on it. Luckily, everything was saved and now I have everything on a separate hard drive. So just in case. So I wanted to give a little information of what I've been doing, but I didn't want to just put a little video out and that will be that. So today I will talk about a little bit about my pressure OCs. Cause recently I have been planning to just drop all of my OC's lore on the internet just for the fun of it. And I decided to use my pressure OCs here to start with them to see how it will go and just to have some feeling for this video. So let's start. My OCs are named Casti and Alexo, and for those who know the Pressure universe, there are not good or righteous people. I mean, everyone who goes to the Urban Shade side is not a good person. So let's start with Casti. So Casti is a bit of a fiery person. She likes to get into a lot of fights and she actually enjoys those fights. She's been like that ever since she was little, but growing up, this rage and this need to fight or this enjoyment of fighting wasn't kept in place, and eventually when she was older, she got into a really serious fight that ended up with someone dying and she was thrown in prison. And eventually she was chosen to be sent to the Urban Shade. Alexo, on the other hand, is a really sweet boy, but like I said, good people don't come to such places. So Alexo is a gambler, a big gambler. He gambles with big and small prizes, it doesn't matter. He just enjoys the thrill of gambling. And most of the time, luck is on his side, but of course not gamblers win all of the time. So Alexo got into a really bad situation with some bad people who he owned a lot of money. Those people didn't want to get their hands dirty, so they blamed Alexo for a big haste that they did. And with some loops here and there, he was eventually sent to jail for gambling and unpaid debts. I hope I said that word right. So, some fun facts. Alexo was in the Urban Shade side longer than Casti. Basically, when Casti arrived at the facility, Alexo was there for, let's say, around 2 months. Casti didn't at first trust Alexo, I mean, why would she? But with some time and some unsuccessful runs to steal the crystal, they became good buddies. Oh yeah, and just to clarify, I like to believe that in the Urban Shade, there is this like a phenomenon where you can die a certain amount of times and just get reborn into the facility and start again. It's something like immortality curse. I mean, after you die a certain amount of times, you do actually die and you don't come back, which it's kinda a savior if you think about it. For those who want to know, well, Casti and Alexo have died a small amount of time, to be honest. Casti is probably around 3 times and Alexo is around 5 or 6. So those two have managed to become a bit of a buddy with Sebastian. If you don't know who Sebastian is, he is basically the item dealer in the game. You just can buy some stuff you need from him and that's all. Well, that's not all. He has a big lore in the game, but I'm not gonna go into a lot of details. They are kinda buddy with him, but not very much. So during one of the runs that they've been doing, Casti gets attacked by Pandemonius. Pandemonius is basically an insta-kill enemy in the game. So she gets attacked by it and somehow she survives with really severe wounds and scars from it. So when Cassie gets back at the spawn point of the game, she is really hurt. She is in and out of consciousness, and Alexo does come back for her at the spawn point. He basically decides to get himself killed to get back to her. So they're at the spawn point, and some of the upper scientists of the corporation come down to check what's happening because Cassie should have died by that attack, but she is alive somehow. So the scientists are in a debate. So basically there is something keeping her half alive, half dead, left from Pandemonius. They don't know what it is, but they are in the dilemma. Should they just throw her back into the facility and just call her a new entity, and that would be that? Or try to cure her with a toxin that they have been, I guess, developing for a while? And with some pleading from Alexo and another scientist that have taken a very interest in this situation, Cassie is given the toxin and she's heavily monitored on what is gonna happen to her. Basically, her body is running on the toxin that she has been giving and stuff from Pandemonius. But there is a problem. If her body takes any more like physical damage, basically the toxin is gonna overrun her, and there is a high probability that it could kill her permanently. But oh boy, does the toxin does not kill her. So near the end of the game, when they are escaping, like they got the crystal and they're halfway through escaping, Cassie gets attacked in the underwater area of the game. I still haven't decided by what she's gonna get attacked. Is either a player or an entity. I still haven't decided yet. But she gets attacked and she ultimately decides to just sacrifice herself because the crystal is in Alexo, and basically he has more chance of surviving and getting out of this place and basically having a life after he gets out. So she sacrifices herself and everybody thinks she is basically dead, but oh boy, she ain't dead. Like I said, the toxin doesn't kill her. It basically transforms her into a monster. So yeah, the toxin does not kill her. It actually hyper regenerated her body. She does take a big physical damage from that attack, and the toxin fast regenerates her body, and basically she becomes a monster of her former self, with this big ass claw for a hand that she has, and basically she becomes another failed experiment in this godforsaken place. The toxin does messed up with her mind. She does makes her more aggressive, and she basically is killing on sight most of the time. She does remember her past. She does remember Alexo. She does have some hallucinations of her past. If someone is interested how Sebastian does react to that, he's kinda concerned about her, but not really. I mean, when she does kill someone, it is a bonus to him because there are like materials left for him to sell. But at the same time, he is kinda watching what she is doing so she doesn't get herself killed. It's basically keeping your dealer alive so you can sell the product. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to mention, after Alexo gets out with the crystal, the organizations start sending soldiers because they just want to basically delete everything they have been doing so far. Basically, just nuke the place. Of course, they can't nuke it, but they just want to kill all of the experiments there. And they are having a hard time because, believe it or not, the experiments are kind of fighting back. I mean, they're just fighting for existence and that's all. But Cassie is preventing them from that because, like I said, she's a killing machine. She kills every single soldier that is sent down there. Now, Alexo does plan to get back to the Urban Shade side, so he can rescue her and treat Casty back to her old self, but he doesn't know if it will really work and how he will do that, but he has plans to go back and save her somehow. And so far, this is the story I have for my pressure OCs. I hope you like them, and I hope you like the little speed paint I've been doing in the background. I truly apologize for me disappearing. Just my laptop died and university is kinda starting to kick up with the project and I'm trying to do everything. I do have a big video planned, a really big one, and it's gonna take some time unfortunately, but I will try to, I guess, post some stuff until I get ready with this big ass video. So yeah, I hope you all liked my story, and if you're interested, I will be posting short parts for my characters lore on my Instagram, and when I'm ready I am gonna combine them all into a one video. But if you don't want to wait that long, I will be posting them on my Instagram and TikTok, so you can go check them out there. Thank you all for listening to me ramble, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.